this will be probably your final comments. Now, voter registration begins end of this month. The level of dissatisfaction here among young Kenyans is probably at an all-time high. Most of those are the ones expected to take up their voting rolls for the first time, about 5.2 million or 5.7 million new Kenyans. If this level of satisfaction persists, then 2027 may not be so rosy for President William Ruto. Yes? Do you agree with that assessment as you make your final comment?
Voting for the leaders that would make sure that they upheld the integrity and also to make sure that the country achieved its mandates when it comes to make sure that people live in the life that they want. But remember, when my friend said he had seen governments that deliver, so I'm wondering whether he lived since 1965 to now, so as also to see all the presidents, how they have achieved. But mine, I would say, we are living in a different economical times. And whatever that happening in this country, it's the right time, and whatever that has changed is because of times and the economy that we are facing, because of other also geopolitical factors. And when it comes to youth voting for 2027, I don't see a situation whereby the young people are more dissatisfied. But perhaps by what we are doing as a government will be muchly dependable on how the people will understand what we are working for. Mm-hmm. And that will muchly come from the way of our vocal communication point. And our competitors coming 2027 will have a hard way to also have a contest, because ours will be on scorecard, and whatever that we do will be also in public, and whatever that will be asking the citizen of this republic is to give us the second term based on what we have achieved on the first term.
Do you feel that that has been a point of failure for the first 3 years, that probably communication has not been upped?
We have done a lot. And mine is, when I see the young people saying they're very dissatisfied and by their own arguments and their own sentiments, I find that there's a real disconnect in terms of the kind of issues that the government is doing vis-a-vis the realities of our economies. And this is something that also it might clicks for the young people, because remember, as a country at the moment, we are paying over 1.5 trillion as our debt service. We are paying 1 trillion to our salaries. So if you calculate those issues and ask yourself, where do we get this money for development and other issues that we need to intervene, that's now we question in about the foreign debts, and also to ensure that young people understand actually the situation that our country is in. Right. And if you understand your country, it's very easier for you to understand that whatever that the intervention that we are coming up with, it depends on how much also we are taxing to raise our own revenue.
Thank you so much, Brian Kipkorir. Hans, go next. Your final comments.
There are many things that is feasible that the president has done. We've seen renovations of stadiums. Nobody will ever talk about that. We are seeing Talanta. Talanta is coming. Mm-hmm. People think that it doesn't make sense. Yeah? If you go today to Kasarani, it doesn't look the way it was. If you go to Nyayo, if you go to Talanta, you just see it for you. There's something that government has done that is so noble. E-citizen services. When President Ruto came into power, we had 350 services on e-citizen. Today we have services offered by government over 22,000, which has improved. Like one institution, KWS, they used to raise a revenue of 3.5 billion. Today they're raising up to 9.5 billion. There's something that one has caused a problem today. We had a former president saying that the government loses over 2 billion shillings per day. Where did this money used to go? Because there was handles of hard cash. Today you go to Karura here, you pay with e-citizen. If you go to Ngong Hills, you pay with e-citizen. When you go to immigration, you want to pay for your passport, you pay for your e-citizen first. If you want to apply for a logbook, even you want to apply for a number plate, you pay for your e-citizen. That reduces cash that is being handled, and that's why we lose a lot of cash. There are people who, civil servants we have in the government, who take loans, buy cars, build homes, then by them going to work daily, they know how to pocket some money, 5